Welcome to this comprehensive guide on PowerShell Security Best Practices. PowerShell is an incredibly powerful automation and scripting tool used by system administrators worldwide. However, with great power comes great responsibility. In this tutorial, you'll learn essential security principles that will help you use PowerShell safely and protect your systems from potential threats. Whether you're just starting with PowerShell or looking to improve your security posture, these practices are fundamental to maintaining a secure environment. Execution policies are PowerShell's first line of defense against accidental script execution. Think of them as safety gates that control which scripts can run on your system. The restricted policy is the most secure, allowing only interactive commands with no script execution. Remote signed is commonly recommended for production environments, requiring that any script downloaded from the internet must have a digital signature from a trusted publisher, while local scripts can run freely. All signed takes security a step further by requiring all scripts, regardless of origin, to be digitally signed. Bypass removes all restrictions but should only be used in controlled scenarios. To configure your execution policy, use the Set Execution Policy command with the remote signed option and scope it to the current user for safe implementation. Proper credential management is absolutely critical in PowerShell security. Never, under any circumstances, should you store passwords as plain text strings in your scripts. Instead, always use PowerShell credential objects, which provide a secure way to handle sensitive information. The Get Credential CMDlet is your friend for interactive scripts, as it prompts users to enter credentials securely without exposing the password on screen or in logs. For automated scenarios, the Windows Credential Manager offers centralized, encrypted storage using the Data Protection Application Programming Interface, or DPAPI. This ensures that credentials are encrypted at rest and can only be decrypted by the user account that stored them. By following these practices, you significantly reduce the risk of credential theft. Code signing adds trust and integrity to your PowerShell scripts. When you digitally sign a script, you're essentially certifying that it came from you and hasn't been tampered with since you signed it. This verification process is crucial in enterprise environments where you need to ensure that only authorized, unmodified scripts execute on your systems. To sign scripts, you'll need a code signing certificate from either a public certificate authority or your organization's internal Active Directory certificate services. The Set Authenticode Signature CMDlet performs the actual signing. One critical detail: always include a timestamp server in your signing process. The timestamp ensures that your signature remains valid even after your certificate expires, which is essential for long-term script deployment and maintenance. Comprehensive logging is your window into PowerShell activity across your environment. PowerShell offers several logging mechanisms that work together to provide complete visibility. Module logging tracks which PowerShell modules and CMDlets are being executed, giving you insight into what functionality is being used. Script block logging goes even deeper by recording the actual code of every script block that executes, which is invaluable for security investigations. Transcription captures the complete input and output of PowerShell sessions, creating a full record of what happened. Finally, integrating these logs with a Security Information and Event Management System, or SIEM, allows you to centralize and analyze PowerShell activity across your entire organization. Use the Start Transcript command to begin capturing session activity, and remember to stop it with Stop Transcript when done. Constrained Language Mode is a powerful security feature that limits what PowerShell can do. When enabled, it restricts access to dangerous operations like calling arbitrary .NET types and Windows API functions, which attackers often exploit. This mode works hand-in-hand with application control technologies like AppLocker and Windows Defender Application Control to create a lockdown environment. The beauty of Constrained Language Mode is that it allows users to run approved administrative tasks while preventing them from executing potentially malicious code. You can check which language mode is active by examining the execution context.sessionState.languageMode property. Deploy this protection to standard user accounts via group policy to dramatically reduce your attack surface without impacting legitimate administrative work. Just Enough Administration, or JEA, implements the principle of least privilege for PowerShell. Instead of giving users full administrative access, JEA allows you to grant only the specific privileges needed for particular tasks. This is accomplished through role-based access control, where you define exactly which CMDlets and parameters users can execute. Session configurations create restricted PowerShell endpoints that limit CMDlet visibility to only what's necessary. Virtual accounts are particularly clever. They provide temporary administrative privileges for the duration of a session without requiring password management or persistent admin accounts. Every action taken in a JEA session is fully logged, providing a complete audit trail. This combination of minimal permissions and comprehensive logging makes JEA an excellent solution for delegating administrative tasks safely. Code injection is one of the most serious security vulnerabilities in PowerShell scripting. The invoke expression CMDlet is particularly dangerous because it executes whatever string you pass to it as PowerShell code. If that string contains any user input, an attacker can inject malicious commands that will run with your script's privileges. Never, ever use invoke expression with untrusted or user-supplied data. Instead, use the call operator, represented by the ampersand symbol, to execute commands safely. The call operator treats its arguments as a command path and parameters, preventing code injection by design. When you need to run external programs, use the call operator with explicit command paths and validated arguments. This simple change can prevent catastrophic security breaches in your PowerShell environment. PowerShell Remoting is incredibly powerful for managing systems across your network, but it must be secured properly. By default, Windows Remote Management, or WNRM, uses HTTP for communication, which is unencrypted. Always configure HTTPS with valid SSL or TLS certificates to encrypt remote sessions and protect credentials in transit. The Trusted Hosts list controls which remote computers your machine will connect to. Be specific and restrictive with this list rather than using wildcards, which can allow connections to potentially compromised systems. Credential Security Support Provider, or CredSSB, enables credential delegation but introduces security risks by sending credentials to remote machines. Only use CredSSB when absolutely necessary, such as for double-hop scenarios, and never enable it as a default setting. Use Enable PS Remoting to configure remoting and set item to manage trusted hosts carefully. Let's recap the essential security practices you've learned. First, configure appropriate execution policies to prevent unauthorized script execution while allowing legitimate administrative work. Second, never store credentials as plain text. Always use secure credential objects and Windows Credential Manager. Third, sign your scripts with trusted certificates to ensure integrity and authenticity. Fourth, enable comprehensive logging and auditing to detect and investigate security incidents. Fifth, deploy constrained language mode to standard users to restrict access to dangerous PowerShell capabilities. And finally, avoid invoke expression with user input to prevent code injection attacks. By implementing these best practices, you'll create a secure PowerShell environment that protects your systems while maintaining the flexibility and power that makes PowerShell so valuable. Thank you for watching and stay secure.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.